Welcome, quiet traveller. Tonight you've arrived at a gentle shelter made of sound, a small lamp in the wide weather of the world. Outside this moment, storms may gather and move across oceans like slow, dark hymns. Lightning may write bright signatures through cloud and night. Winds may carry salt, sand, snow, and rain. But here, you are safe. Here, you are warm enough. Here, your only task is simple and sacred, to rest. Let your breathing become steady, like a tide that knows its way home. Inhale softly, and exhale as if you're setting down a heavy pack. Feel the weight of your blankets, not as pressure, but as protection, a roof of kindness, a quiet tent over the tired parts of your day. If it helps, imagine a small candle nearby, its flame steady, even when the world beyond the walls feels restless. Tonight, we settle over storms, lightning, and extreme weather, over the sky's fierce beauty and the calm wisdom that helps a human endure beneath it. We will walk through 100 survival truths, each like a candle placed along a dark trail, not to frighten you, but to guide you, not to stir urgency, but to offer steadiness, because nature can be immense and tender at the same time. Thunder like drums in the distance, rain like prayer on leaves, and the hush that sometimes follows when the air cools and the world exhales. As you listen, you may notice something gentle. Knowledge can be a shelter, a map folded quietly in the pocket of the mind, a way of remembering that even in wild conditions, the human spirit has learned to adapt, to wait, to watch, and to choose the next right step with care. So unclench your jaw, let your shoulders soften. If any thought arrives like distant thunder, you don't have to chase it. Just let it roll across the horizon and fade. You can return again and again to the simple rhythm of breath. Tonight, we settle under the high, open sky and its moving moods. We listen to the language of clouds and learn the quiet mercy of preparation. You are not out in the storm now, you are here to rest, to drift, to be held. One calm rule in lightning country is this: when thunder speaks, you are already close enough to be struck. Sound travels slower than light, so the flash arrives first and the rumble follows like a warning bell. If you count less than 30 seconds between lightning and thunder, seek shelter. Inside a substantial building or a fully enclosed metal-topped vehicle, windows closed. Stay there until 30 minutes after the last thunder, because lightning can return after the sky seems to clear. In the wild, that waiting is a kind of reverence, respect for a power you cannot bargain with. And here, in your safe room, you can practice the same gentle wisdom. Stay in shelter, breathe slowly, and let the night grow quiet. If a storm catches you outdoors, the safest posture is simple and humble. Make yourself small, but do not lie flat. Lightning spreads across the ground like invisible roots, and a body stretched out can meet more of that travelling current. If you cannot reach a proper shelter, move away from isolated tall trees, ridge tops, metal fences, and open water. Find a low area, never a slot canyon that can flood, but a gentle depression, and crouch with your feet close together, minimizing contact with the earth. It can feel strange to bow so low beneath a sky that roars, yet survival often begins with surrender to reality. And in your bed tonight, you can imitate that wisdom in spirit, softening, making the self smaller, letting the world be large without needing to fight it. In heavy rain or snow, hypothermia can arrive at temperatures that don't feel freezing. Wind and wet clothing steal heat through conduction and evaporation, and fatigue makes the body's furnace burn less brightly. The first protection is not heroism, it's dryness and layers. If you're caught in a cold downpour, prioritize a windproof outer shell, keep insulation dry, and change out of soaked clothes as soon as you can. If you have only one dry layer, protect it like a match in the dark. There is a quiet holiness in guarding warmth. Warmth is not luxury, it is life. As you rest, imagine your body as a small hearth, steady, worthy of care, held gently in the calm shelter you have tonight. Floodwater is not simply deep water, it is moving force. Even a shallow current can topple an adult, and a vehicle can be pushed or lifted with shocking ease. A guiding truth is steady as stone. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwater. The road beneath may be gone. The water may hide debris, holes, live wires, or a current strong enough to steal your footing. If water is rising, move to higher ground early before panic has a chance to speak. This is how storms teach patience. They ask you to choose distance, not bravado. And in the quiet of your room, you can feel that same lesson as comfort. You do not need to enter every rushing thought. You can step back, breathe, and stay safe. Tornado and severe wind safety begins with understanding what safe means. Not a doorway, not a window, not a room with wide glass, but a small interior space on the lowest level, like a bathroom, closet, or hallway, away from exterior walls. If you can, put a mattress, sleeping bag, or heavy blanket over your body to protect from flying debris, and cover your head and neck with your arms. Helmets are not just for sport. In tornado regions, they can be a quiet guardian. Wind can sound like a freight train, but your actions can stay gentle and precise. Tonight, you don't have to brace against anything. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing smooth out. You are sheltered now, and the night can hold you. Heat is also extreme weather, and it can be deceptive because it feels familiar, like summer, like sunlight, like an ordinary day. But heat illness builds quietly when sweat can't cool you, especially in humid conditions. A survival truth is to drink early and steadily, not only when thirst becomes loud. Pair water with electrolytes if you're sweating heavily, and seek shade or airflow before your body begins to stumble. Confusion, headache, nausea, and hot, dry skin can be warning signs that the inner temperature is rising too high. Heat teaches gentleness through pacing. Slow down, rest in the shade, let your body keep its sacred balance, and as you lie here, you can feel gratitude for the calm temperature around you, like a soft, invisible blanket that asks nothing of you. In a blizzard or whiteout, the danger is not only cold, it is disorientation. Snow can erase the horizon, soften edges, and turn familiar terrain into a blank page. If visibility collapses, the wise move is often to stop, shelter, and wait, rather than wander. Mark your position if you can, conserve energy, and keep your layers dry. If you must move, travel slowly using landmarks, compass, GPS, or route markers. Because in whiteout conditions, just over there can become a long, exhausting circle. There is a spiritual echo here. When the world turns featureless, stillness can be safer than searching. Tonight, you don't need to find the horizon. Let your mind stop walking. Let it rest. As if you've reached a quiet camp and zipped the tent closed against the snow. Hail can look almost playful. Small stones of ice bouncing on the ground. But it can injure and damage quickly. In a hailstorm, your first task is protection. Get indoors, away from windows and skylights. If driving, slow down, pull safely off the road if visibility drops, and angle the vehicle so the windshield faces the hail if you can. Windshields are often stronger than side windows. If you're caught outside, cover your head and neck, and seek sturdy shelter immediately. Even the sky can throw hard little lessons, yet you can meet them with simple care: shelter, cover, patience. In bed, you can let the thought of hail become distant music. Tap, 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 then fade like beads of sound falling harmlessly far away. Strong winds don't need lightning or tornadoes to be deadly. They can drop branches, move debris like blades, and chill the body by stripping heat away. In windstorms, avoid trees with dead limbs, keep distance from power lines, and secure loose items before the wind arrives. If you're camping, choose a site away from widowmakers, dead branches above, and stake shelters with attention to direction, letting the wind pass over rather than under. Wind is the world breathing hard, but you can keep your breath soft. Inhale, exhale, as if you are listening to wind through pine needles, not fighting it. Let the air in your room feel calm, like a lake at dawn. A simple storm safety practice is to prepare a quiet kit before weather turns serious. Flashlight, spare batteries, a way to receive alerts, basic first aid, water, shelf-stable food, and any essential medications. Add warmth, a blanket, a hat, dry, socks, and a small whistle in case you need to signal. Preparation is not worry. It is peace stored ahead of time. It turns panic into a smaller creature. And now, as the first 10 truths settle around you like a ring of lanterns, let your mind grow quieter. Feel your pillow beneath your head like a smooth stone warmed by the day. Let your blankets become a gentle shelter against every weather you've carried inside. You do not need to check the sky, read the forecast, or stand watch. Even those who guard the night eventually rest. So breathe slowly and let your body remember, for this moment, the most sacred survival skill is simply to sleep. If lightning strikes nearby and someone collapses, remember this: a lightning victim does not carry an electrical charge. It is safe to touch them. Call emergency services if possible, and begin CPR if they are not breathing. Many lightning fatalities come from cardiac arrest, and fast action can bring someone back from the edge. If you're alone and communication is limited, prioritize breathing and circulation first, then treat burns or injuries second. In storms, the order of care is a quiet ladder: air, heart, warmth. There is something tender in that urgency, the human hands returning a rhythm to a stopped life. Tonight, let your own heartbeat feel like a small drum of mercy. It is steady, it is here. You can rest into its faithful pattern. In extreme cold, frostbite can begin without drama: numbness, pale, or waxy skin, a strange stiffness. Fingers, toes, ears, and nose are often first. The best protection is prevention. Keep skin covered, stay dry, and avoid tight boots or gloves that restrict blood flow. If frostbite is suspected, re-warm gently with body heat or warm water, not hot, and never rub the area, because frozen tissue is delicate as thin glass. Survival is often the art of tenderness, not forcing, not scraping, just warming slowly. And in your bed, you can imagine warmth flowing through you like a quiet river, softening every tight place, returning feeling without hurry. During extreme weather, carbon monoxide becomes a hidden danger, especially after storms when power is out. Generators, grills, camp stoves, and heaters should never be used inside homes, garages, tents, or enclosed spaces. Carbon monoxide has no smell, no colour, no warning song, and it can make you sleepy in the most dangerous way. Use devices outdoors, far from doors and windows, and ensure you have working CO detectors where you sleep. It's a gentle reminder that not every threat is loud. Some dangers are silent as fog, but wisdom can be quiet too. Tonight, your air is safe, your breath is clean, and you can drift without fear, like a lantern protected from the wind. In thunderstorms, water is not only wet, it is conductive. Swimming, boating, fishing, and even standing near shore can become hazardous. Lightning can travel through water and strike far from the main storm cell. If you hear thunder while near water, leave immediately and seek proper shelter. And if you're in a small boat with no nearby shelter, lower rods, avoid contact with metal, and head for shore early, before the sky has to shout. There is a beauty in leaving early, in not waiting for danger to prove itself. Tonight, you can practice the same wisdom with your thoughts. If a worry begins to thunder, you may step away and return to the shore of breath. In hurricanes and cyclones, the calm can be a trick. The eye may pass overhead with sudden stillness and even stars, but violent winds return quickly from the opposite direction. If you're sheltering, stay sheltered until officials confirm it's over. Keep away from windows and beware of storm surge along coasts, rising water that can flood far inland. The strongest decision is often to evacuate early when ordered, while roads are still open and the sea has not yet stepped into the streets. Storms teach timing. Leave before the door closes. Stay put when the false calm arrives. And in your room tonight, you can feel safe in certainty. No sudden reversal is coming for you. You can let your muscles loosen as if the whole world has finally said, rest now. A lightning-safe place has a specific meaning. A fully enclosed building with wiring and plumbing, or a hard-topped vehicle with doors closed. Small shelters like picnic pavilions, tents, and open-sided huts do not protect you. In the wild, this is why planning matters. Knowing where solid shelter is before the sky darkens. If you cannot reach one, avoid high points and solitary tall objects, and minimize your profile as the storm passes. This is a lesson in honest definitions. Safe isn't a feeling, it's a structure. And tonight, your safe place is real. Walls, roof, warmth, and quiet. Let that truth sink into your bones like slow, golden dawn. In extreme heat, the sun can burn your skin and drain your water at the same time. Sunburn is not just pain, it's damage that can impair temperature regulation and increase dehydration. Wear protection, long sleeves, wide hat, sunglasses, and use sunscreen where skin is exposed. In desert-like heat, cover can be cooler than bare skin because fabric becomes a thin shade tree you carry with you. It's gentle, the way cloth can become shelter. Simple, humble, effective. As you rest, imagine a cool veil of calm over your forehead, like moonlight on water, soft, protective, and kind. After heavy storms, downed power lines are not just obstacles. They can energize puddles, wet ground, and nearby metal. Treat every fallen line as live. Keep far away and warn others. In flood zones, electricity and water become dangerous companions. So avoid standing water near structures and never enter a flooded basement if power may still be connected. Sometimes survival is simply distance, space between you and harm. And that distance can also be emotional. You can step back from what shocks you, from what overloads you. In bed, let your mind create a wide, safe meadow between you and every sharp worry. In cold rain, the body can lose heat even faster than in dry cold. Wet clothing collapses insulation and wind pushes warmth away. If you're caught, improvise a vapor barrier, rain gear, poncho, even a trash bag, anything that reduces wind and water exposure. Change into dry layers when possible, and keep moving gently to generate heat. But avoid sweating too much, because sweat becomes more cold later. This is the balance. Warmth without overflow, movement without strain. Tonight, you need neither. Your body can rest at perfect pace, like a sleeping fire that keeps its coals glowing through the night. Weather alerts are survival's early whisper. Learn the difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means conditions are possible. A warning means it's happening or imminent. Time to act. Keep away to receive alerts even when power fails, like a battery radio or a charged phone with backup power. Knowledge arriving early is like a lighthouse. It doesn't stop the storm, but it shows you where to steer. And as these next truths settle in your mind, let them become like distant lights, not alarms. Feel your breathing slow, let your eyelids grow heavy. You are not on the ocean tonight. You are in harbour, safe, still, quiet. If you're caught on open land during lightning, like a field, ridge, or open plain, your goal is to reduce your chance of being the tallest point. Move away from lone trees, poles, and hilltops, and spread out if you are with others by several meters, so one strike doesn't injure everyone. Keep metal objects like trekking poles a distance away, but remember, metal does not attract lightning like a magnet. It simply conducts it well once a strike happens. Height and location matter most. There is comfort in understanding what is true, not what is rumoured. Truth steadies the breath. Tonight, let the truth be this. You are not exposed. You are not the highest point in a field. You are wrapped in safety, like a small lamp protected from the wind. When a thunderstorm rolls in, one of the most common mistakes is waiting just a little longer. Lightning can strike many kilometers from the rain, even beneath a blue edge of sky. So the safest habit is simple. At the first sound of thunder, pause what you're doing and move towards shelter. Treat thunder as the storm's voice calling you indoors. If you can plan your day, check forecasts early and schedule exposed activities, like hikes, climbs, or open water travel, for morning hours when storms are less likely. This is the wisdom of early choices, gentle prevention. And in your night now, you can let that same principle soothe you. You don't have to wait for stress to become loud. You can rest before it arrives. You can soften now. In extreme cold, dehydration still happens. The air is dry, breathing steals moisture, and thirst signals can become quiet. Snow is not a safe direct water source unless melted and, when possible, purified, because it can carry contaminants, and eating snow lowers core temperature. Melt it slowly, add a bit of liquid water if you have it to prevent scorching the pot, and drink steadily. Hydration supports circulation, and circulation protects fingers and toes from freezing. It is gentle, how water supports warmth, how flow protects life. Tonight, imagine a warm cup in your hands, even if empty, and feel the idea of comfort. Let your body drink the calm of this moment, sip by sip. In high winds with blowing dust or sand, protect your eyes and lungs. Fine particles can scratch, inflame, and reduce visibility until you lose direction. A scarf, cloth, or mask over the nose and mouth helps filter air. Goggles or glasses protect the eyes. If the air becomes a wall, stop moving, shelter behind terrain, and wait. Getting lost in a dust storm can lead to exhaustion and exposure faster than the wind itself. There is a lesson here about the senses. Protect what helps you see and breathe. And now, in your bed, your eyes can close without danger. Your breath is clean. Let your face soften as if the air itself is a kind friend. In lightning storms, caves and rock overhangs can be dangerous if they are shallow or if water runs through them. Lightning can travel through rock and current can spread along wet surfaces. If you must shelter near rock, choose a deeper cave if available, avoid contact with walls, and stay away from entrances where electricity may arc. Better still is to descend from ridges and find lower terrain with uniform tree cover, never a lone tall tree. It's humbling, the way even stone can carry danger. Yet humility is also safety. Tonight, you don't need to find a cave. You already have a quiet place where the walls are kind and the night is gentle. After severe storms, clean water becomes precious. Flooding can contaminate wells, streams, and city supplies. If you're unsure, boil water when possible, or use proper filtration and disinfection methods suited to your gear. Store water ahead of time when warnings come, because thirst makes decisions hurried, and hurry makes mistakes. Water, in survival, is not merely a drink, it is clarity. And clarity is what you're practicing now. With each slow breath, your inner weather settles. You do not need to solve tomorrow. Tonight is for clean quiet. Let your mind be like a calm cup, filled to the brim, steady and still. In winter storms, getting stranded in a vehicle can become a long, cold wait. The car is shelter, but only if you manage heat safely. Stay inside, keep a window cracked for ventilation, and ensure the exhaust pipe is clear of snow before running the engine. Carbon monoxide can build quickly. Run the engine in short intervals to conserve fuel. Wear layers, use blankets, and signal for help with bright cloth or hazard lights when safe. Even a small space can become sanctuary when tended with care. Tonight, your room is larger than a car, softer than a seat, and you are not stranded. Let that reassurance settle in you like warm wool. In thunderstorms, being under a group of trees can reduce direct strike risk compared to standing under a single isolated tree, but it is not perfect safety. Trees can explode bark, drop branches, and conduct current through roots. The best practice is still to seek proper shelter. If you must wait in wooded terrain, avoid the tallest trees, avoid touching trunks, and keep away from obvious dead limbs. This is the wisdom of better versus best. Sometimes we choose the best we can, and we do it gently. Tonight, you have the best. Quiet, stillness, and safety. Let your shoulders unclench, as if you finally found the right place to wait. In extreme weather, communication plans save lives. Agree on meeting points, out-of-area contacts, and simple check-in times. When local networks fail, one reliable person far away can relay messages. Keep emergency numbers written down, not only stored in a phone. In the wild, tell someone your route and expected return. A simple sentence shared ahead of time can become a thread that guides rescuers. It's beautiful how humans weave safety through connection, threads of care across distance. And tonight, even if you sleep alone, you are not truly alone. You belong to a larger story of people who watch out for one another. Let that belonging cradle you. The sky often gives subtle signs before violent weather. A sudden drop in temperature, wind shifting, towering clouds building upward like dark mountains, a greenish tint in severe storms, or the quiet stillness that sometimes comes before a squall. These signs are not guarantees, but they are invitations to pay attention. In survival, attention is devotion. Eyes open, mind calm, body ready to move towards shelter. And now, let your attention turn inward, soft and slow. Feel your breath, like a gentle wind that never harms. Let your mind rest its watch. You can drift now while the night keeps guard for you. If lightning is near and you're in a building, one quiet precaution is to avoid wired electronics, plumbing, and corded phones. Lightning can travel through electrical and water systems. Stay away from windows and doors where a surge could arc. Use battery-powered devices if needed, and let the storm pass without leaning on the house's veins of wire and pipe. This is not fear, it is respect for the way energy moves. Respect can be peaceful. It doesn't shout, it simply steps back. Tonight, step back from the day. Let the storm of thoughts move through its own sky, while you remain sheltered in the soft interior of rest. In a wildfire-prone wind event, hot, dry gusts that fan flames, smoke becomes its own weather. If smoke thickens, protect your lungs with the best mask you have. Close windows, seal gaps, and seek cleaner air. If evacuation is ordered, leave early. Keep visibility in mind if driving. And remember, smoke can travel far from flames, so treat heavy smoke as a serious hazard even if you cannot see fire. The world sometimes fills with haze, so does the mind. When clarity dims, the kind response is to slow down, breathe gently, and find cleaner air. Tonight, your breath is clean. Let it be your simple prayer, in and out, like a lantern breathing light. In extreme cold, the body may hide its danger under numbness. You might stop feeling how cold you are. That's why routine checks matter. Wiggle fingers, tap toes, notice whether you can still do simple tasks. If dexterity fades, warmth is becoming urgent. Eat small, steady calories when possible, because food fuels heat. And protect your head and neck. These are places where warmth can pour away like water through an open gate. Survival is a series of small check-ins, gentle accountability, and as you lie here, you can do a loving check-in too. Are your shoulders tense? Is your brow furrowed? If so, soften them. Let warmth stay in, like a door quietly closing against the wind. In heavy rain, landslides and mudslides can occur on slopes, in burn scars, and in steep terrain where water loosens the earth's grip. Warning signs include cracking trees, rumbling sounds, sudden changes in stream flow, or mud-smeared water. If you suspect a slide, move quickly to higher ground and away from channels. Don't try to outrun a slide in a narrow path. The earth can move like a dark river when it lets go. Even ground can become fluid, and that can feel unsettling. But tonight, your ground is steady. Your bed is stable. Let the thought of sliding earth fade into distance, and feel the simple gift of stillness holding you. In thunderstorms, sheltering in a tent is a common mistake. Fabric offers no protection from lightning, and metal tent poles can conduct energy. If you're camping and storms are forecast, plan for lower risk shelter options. Descend early, choose campsites away from exposed ridges, and know where substantial structures might be. If you're caught with only a tent, move away from it during the most intense lightning period, finding a safer, low area, and keep your group spread out. Planning is a kind of kindness to your future self. Tonight, someone has planned for you. Walls, roof, warmth, quiet. Let that kindness wash over you like soft rain, not cold, not harsh, just soothing. In extreme heat, one of the strongest survival habits is to rest before exhaustion arrives. Heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke can progress quickly. If you feel dizzy, unusually weak or confused, stop in shade, cool your body with wet cloths, loosen clothing, and sip fluids. Evaporative cooling, wetting skin, and letting airflow pass can be powerful. A small fan or breeze can become a mercy. Mercy often arrives as something simple: shade, water, air. Tonight, mercy is already here. Your body can cool into sleep the way a desert cools under stars, slowly, gratefully, without effort. After storms, roads can be as dangerous as the weather itself. Debris, washed out bridges, hidden sinkholes, and traffic signals without power. Travel only when necessary. If you must drive, go slowly, keep distance, and avoid crossing water. Keep a paper map if possible. Technology can fail when towers and power do. In survival, patience is safer than speed. Patience is also a lullaby. It slows the heartbeat, quiets the mind, and softens the world. As you rest, let patience spread through you like warm light under a door. Gentle, steady, and calm. In lightning storms, group behavior matters. Avoid clustering under one spot. Don't huddle under a single tree or overhang. Spread out so a single strike doesn't harm everyone, and designate a plan for reuniting afterward. This feels counterintuitive. Humans want closeness when afraid, but in lightning country, spacing is protection. There is a beautiful lesson in this. Love does not always mean closeness. Sometimes love is giving space so others remain safe. Tonight, you can give yourself that same love. Space from pressure, space from expectations. You can simply be and drift. In coastal storms, storm surge can be more deadly than wind. It is the sea rising and moving inland, carrying waves, debris, and force. The danger is not only along the beach, it can flood bays, rivers, and low-lying neighborhoods. If you're told to evacuate surge zones, do it early. Water does not argue, and it does not wait. Early movement is a form of wisdom, and now you don't need to move at all. Let your body be heavy and safe. Let the sea of your thoughts pull back into quiet, leaving smooth sand behind. A calm principle in extreme weather is to protect the basics first: breathing, warmth, water, and shelter. When conditions turn harsh, the mind can scatter into many worries. Bring it back to essentials. Can you breathe clean air? Can you stay warm or cool enough? Do you have safe water? Are you under a reliable shelter? This simple checklist can quiet panic and guide action. And as these truths settle, let your own checklist be even simpler. You are breathing. You are sheltered. You are safe enough to sleep. So soften your jaw, unclench your hands, and let the night carry you onward in peace. Lightning can strike through side flash, jumping from a tall object like a tree to a nearby person. That's one reason it's unsafe to shelter close to trunks or rock faces during storms. Keep distance, several meters if possible, from tall objects that might take a strike. In open terrain, aim for uniform lower ground rather than the tallest point. The safest distance is the one that prevents you from becoming part of lightning's shortcut. There's a quiet wisdom in not standing too close to danger, even if it feels familiar. Tonight, you can practice that with your own inner storms. Let them exist, but keep space. You do not have to be struck by every thought. In freezing rain, ice turns the world into glass. Roads become slick, branches become heavy, and power lines can fall. The survival move is often to stay put rather than travel. If you must walk, take small steps, keep hands free, and consider improvised traction like wraps or cleats. Indoors, prepare for outages with warmth and light, but avoid unsafe heating. Ice storms are slow, and they reward those who wait. Waiting can be an art, a sacred pause. And now, you are waiting in the safest way, sleeping. Let your body stop performing. Let it simply exist, quiet as snow collecting on a roof. In severe weather, a car can be a lightning-safe shelter if it is fully enclosed and has a metal roof. The protection comes from the metal shell directing current around you, not through you. Keep windows closed, avoid touching metal parts, and wait out the storm. Motorcycles, bicycles, and open vehicles do not offer this protection. Knowing the difference can turn a frightening moment into a calm pause. Knowledge can be a small umbrella. It doesn't control the sky, but it keeps you steady under it. Tonight, let knowledge become soft, like a story told to comfort you into sleep. In heavy snow, sweating yourself cold is a common trap. If you overexert, sweat dampens your layers, and later, when you stop moving, the wetness steals heat. The skill is to work at a pace that keeps you warm but not soaked, venting layers as needed and drinking regularly. When you stop, add insulation quickly, like putting a lid on a pot before the warmth escapes. There is a gentle discipline in this. Effort, then covering. Movement, then warmth. Tonight, you can skip the effort. You can go straight to covering. Blankets, stillness, rest. Like a pot safely lidded, warmth kept in. Lightning is more common near tall, isolated peaks, open ridgelines, and high exposed plateaus. If you're in mountain terrain, start early. Plan to be off ridges before afternoon storms, and watch cloud development. If thunder begins, descend immediately to lower, less exposed ground. Don't wait for rain. Lightning can arrive before the first drop falls, as if the sky speaks before it weeps. And in your room, the sky cannot reach you. Let that comfort settle. Imagine distant mountains under a star-silver veil, and feel yourself safely far from the ridge, lying down at last. In extreme heat, the body's cooling system depends on both water and salt. Drinking only water in heavy sweating can dilute sodium and lead to dangerous imbalance. Use electrolyte drinks, salty snacks, or oral rehydration solutions when sweating hard for long periods. Signs of trouble can include nausea, weakness, headache, and confusion. Balance is the goal, like a river that needs both banks to flow safely. Balance is also what sleep restores. Tonight, your body returns to its banks, your heart, your breath, your temperature, each finding its quiet rhythm. Let your breathing be the river, slow and even, flowing home. During thunderstorms, avoid open shelters with metal roofs supported by open sides. Like park pavilions, they may feel like indoors, but they often provide little lightning protection. The safe spaces are enclosed structures or enclosed vehicles. If you're stuck in the open, reduce your exposure and wait. Sometimes the bravest thing is simply to pause the journey. Pausing can be holy, a soft refusal to rush. Tonight, you are paused in the best possible way, resting. Let the idea of travel fall away like a cloak, and let stillness remain. After a hurricane or severe windstorm, the quiet can hide hazards. Unstable trees, damaged roofs, broken glass, and contaminated water. Move carefully, wear sturdy shoes, and treat every damaged structure with caution. If you smell gas, leave and report it. Use flashlights rather than candles in compromised areas. The storm may have passed, but its leftovers can still bite. Yet even this truth can be soothing. Danger often comes after, not during, which means patience matters. Wait, assess, step gently, and here you can step nowhere at all. You can simply breathe and let your nervous system unclench. In a thunderstorm, if your hair stands on end or you feel a buzzing on your skin, it can mean the electric field is strong and a strike may be imminent. Move immediately to safer ground if possible. If you cannot, assume a lightning safety position, crouch low with feet together, minimize contact with the ground, and avoid being near tall objects. This is rare, but it is one of the clearest warnings nature gives. Nature's warnings can be sharp, but they are also gifts, signals to protect life. Tonight, you are not in that field. Your hair is not rising. Your body is safe. Let your muscles relax as if a warning bell has already faded into silence. Sometimes the most dangerous part of extreme weather is the mind's urgency, panic that makes you run in the wrong direction or freeze when you need to move. One of the strongest survival tools is a practice to pause, stop, breathe, and name what is real. Where is shelter? What is the biggest risk right now? What can I do in the next 1 minute? This small ritual can turn chaos into clarity. And now, halfway through our journey, let us slow even more. You don't have to navigate wilderness tonight. You're just here to safely lay up camp and recover. Imagine your bed as a quiet tent, pitched inside a warm, invisible valley. The air is calm, the horizon is soft, your body is allowed to stop. With each breath, you are gathering yourself back from the day, like a traveller folding a map, stacking firewood, closing a door. If you've carried fear, let it rest beside you, not inside you. If you've carried pressure, set it down like a heavy pack. You are not required to be strong in this moment. Even the bravest rescuers sleep. Even the most watchful guides close their eyes. The world keeps turning without your effort. Breathe in gently. Breathe out slowly. Let your thoughts drift like clouds that do not need your attention. Let your heartbeat be a soft drum in the dark. Steady, faithful, enough. And if your mind wanders, you can always return to this simple altar. Breath, warmth, shelter, rest. When you're ready, we will continue, one calm truth at a time, like footsteps through a quiet night. In lightning storms, ground current is a major danger. A strike can hit a tree or pole and then spread outward through the earth in rings, like ripples in a pond. That's why keeping your feet close together matters when you must crouch. Wide steps can place each foot in a different voltage zone and send current through your body. If you need to move away from a strike area, shuffle with small steps rather than taking long strides. There is a gentle metaphor here. Small steps are safer in charged moments. Tonight, take no big leaps in thought, no long strides into tomorrow. Stay close to the present, feet together, breath together, safe. In extreme cold, the umbles can warn you early. Mumbles, fumbles, stumbles, and grumbles. Slurred speech, clumsy hands, unsteady walking, and irritability can signal hypothermia beginning. Treat it with shelter from wind and water, dry layers, warm fluids if conscious, and gentle heat to the core. Chest, neck, groin, rather than aggressive heat on cold arms and legs. Warm the center first. Warm the center first. That is wise in weather and in life. Tonight, warm your center with rest. Let your chest rise and fall softly. Let calm spread outward from the core of you, like firelight reaching the corners of a tent. If you're caught in a flash flood area, remember that water can rise with terrifying speed, especially in deserts, canyons, and burn scars. Rain may be falling far away, unseen, while a wall of water arrives where you stand. If you hear roaring water or see debris-laden flow, move to high ground immediately. Do not try to cross. Avoid camping in dry stream beds, washes, or narrow channels, even if they look harmless under stars. It's sobering how a dry place can become a river. Yet the lesson is simple. Don't sleep in the path of what can change. And tonight, you are sleeping in safety. Let that certainty be a soft blessing. Let your mind unclench its vigilance. In severe thunderstorms, windows can break from wind, hail, or debris. Stay in interior rooms, and if you must be near glass, keep curtains or blinds closed to reduce shattering spread. Wear shoes if moving through damaged areas. In a home, the most protected space is often small and central, like a quiet heart within sturdy ribs. A quiet heart within sturdy ribs. That's what you are tonight. Protected, enclosed, held. Let your own heart keep its steady work while you drift deeper into the soft dark. In hot, dry conditions, animals and insects also seek water and shelter, sometimes coming closer to humans. In survival settings, protect food and water, shake out shoes and clothing, and keep sleeping areas clean. Hydration sources can become shared spaces, so approach with awareness. Calm observation, rather than sudden movements, reduces risk with wildlife in stressful weather. Calm observation, slow movements, gentle awareness. These are not only survival tools, they are bedtime tools. If a thought scurries through your mind like a small creature, don't chase it. Simply notice it and let it pass. When storms bring power outages, candles can seem comforting, but they add fire risk, especially if the storm has damaged structures or knocked things loose. Flashlights and battery lanterns are safer. If you must use candles, keep them away from curtains, never leave them unattended, and have water nearby. In post-storm darkness, safety often means reducing additional hazards. Safety isn't only about surviving the storm, it's about not adding new danger in the quiet afterward. And now, you can let your room be simple and safe. No extra fires to tend, just the slow glow of breath, like a lamp behind your ribs. In snowstorms, shelter can be improvised, but location matters. Avoid avalanche paths and steep-loaded slopes. Seek areas with natural windbreaks, behind ridges, among trees, or on leeward sides, without being under dead branches. If you build a snow shelter, ventilation is sacred. A small vent hole prevents carbon dioxide buildup and keeps the air fresh while you rest. Fresh air while you rest. That is always sacred. Feel the air enter you now, cool or warm, steady and clean, and leave you again. No struggle, just flow, like prayer. In thunderstorms, metal objects don't pull lightning like a spell, but they can increase injury if a strike occurs nearby because they conduct current efficiently. The key is exposure, being the highest point, being in open areas, being near tall isolated objects. Still, it's wise to set down metal trekking poles, avoid holding fishing rods, and stay away from wire fences during lightning. This is wisdom without superstition. Simple, grounded, calm. Let that calm settle in your mind like a smooth stone placed in water. Ripples easing, surface quieting. In extreme weather, navigation can fail. Landmarks hidden by fog, batteries drained by cold, screens unreadable in rain. Carry backups, compass, paper map, and the skill to use them. Keep devices warm inside your clothing in cold conditions, and waterproof them in wet weather. The best technology is preparedness layered like clothing, one system supporting another. Layered preparedness is like layered peace. If one comfort fails, another remains. Tonight, your comforts are many. Blanket, pillow, quiet, breath. Let them stack around you gently until worry cannot reach your skin. A storm can make sound confusing, wind masking voices, rain flattening distance, thunder disorienting. If you're with others, establish simple signals, whistle blasts, hand signs, and clear meeting points. In, pour, visibility, hold a line or keep contact through touch when safe. The goal is unity without chaos, connection that stays calm. And as the next set of truths comes to rest in you, let your own inner world become unified. Breath and body, heart and mind, no arguing, no rushing. Just one calm signal repeating. You are safe enough to sleep. In extreme heat, shade is not always cooler if the air is trapped and still. The best shade is paired with airflow. Under a tree with wind, beneath a tarp angled to catch breeze, or in a well-ventilated shelter. If you're improvising, create shade with space beneath it, so heat can rise and escape. Cooling your skin with water and moving air over it can lower body temperature quickly, like a quiet miracle. A quiet miracle. Air and water working together. Tonight, you can imagine a gentle breeze crossing a calm lake. The surface trembling softly, then settling again. Let that image soothe you and let your body cool into deeper rest. In severe storms, the second hazard is often injury from debris. Wear sturdy shoes, gloves, and protective clothing when cleaning up. Be careful with chainsaws and ladders. Many post-storm injuries come from haste. If you see unstable trees or damaged roofs, keep distance. Survival after weather is slow work, careful work, patient work. Patient work is also how sleep repairs you. Slowly, quietly, without spectacle. As you rest, your body's already doing its careful work, mending, restoring, balancing, like a gentle crew rebuilding a village in the dark. In lightning country, a backpack or foam pad does not make you safe, but insulation can reduce ground contact if you must crouch. Still, it's not a substitute for shelter. If you're trapped above tree line, your priorities are to descend, avoid isolated tall points, spread out and wait. The best protection is always distance from the storm and solid shelter when available. Sometimes we reach for small tricks when we need a real refuge, and tonight you have real refuge. Let your nervous system believe it. Let it stop scanning the horizon. Let it rest like an animal, curled safely in its den. In extreme cold, alcohol is a false friend. It can create a feeling of warmth while actually increasing heat loss by widening blood vessels near the skin. It also dulls judgment and increases risk-taking. In survival, you want clarity and conserved heat. Warmth comes from layers, shelter, calories, and steady movement. Not from the burning illusion of drink. Illusions exhaust us. Truth restores us. Tonight, choose the truth of rest. Let your body keep its warmth honestly, quietly, without tricks. Like embers protected under ash. In heavy rain, river crossings become much more dangerous. Water depth and speed can change quickly, and what was safe earlier can become lethal. If you must cross, look for wide, shallow areas, unbuckle pack straps so you can escape if you fall, and use a sturdy stick for balance. Better still, wait. Many survival stories are saved by one word: not yet, not yet. That phrase can be a soft door closing. Not yet worry, not yet effort, not yet planning. Tonight, you can postpone everything. Let the river of thoughts run without you stepping in. In tornado-prone storms, the safest place is underground if possible, a basement or storm shelter. If you're in a vehicle and a tornado is near, do not try to outrun it if you can't clearly move away from its path. Seek sturdy shelter. If none exists, lying low in a ditch may be safer than remaining in a car, but beware of flooding. Cover your head and neck. Debris is the sharpest danger in these winds. Even wind can carry knives, and yet, you do not need to picture capture danger now. Let the knowledge remain gentle, like a locked tool stored away. Tonight is calm. Tonight is shelter. Let your eyelids grow heavier. In blizzards, losing your route can happen within a few steps. If you must travel near camp, use markers, bright tape, poles, GPS waypoints, and keep a physical line if conditions are severe. Many tragedies begin with a short walk away from shelter. In whiteout, treat distance like it's longer than it looks. Respect the blankness. Respect the blankness. That is what sleep invites. The blank page of night. You don't have to write on it. You can simply rest within it, like a feather on snow. Lightning can strike the same place more than once, and it often hits tall structures repeatedly. That's why returning to exposed areas too soon is risky. The 30-minute rule after the last thunder exists for a reason. Storms can loop back, redevelop, or throw distant strikes. Time is part of shelter. Waiting is part of safety. Waiting is part of safety. Let that become a lullaby line. Waiting is part of safety. And you are waiting now in the most restorative way. Sleeping. Letting time do its healing work. In extreme weather, pets and animals need plans too. Keep leashes, carriers, food, and water ready. During storms, frightened animals can run, hide, or bite. Create a quiet, enclosed space for them and keep identification current. In evacuation, never assume you can return quickly. Pack enough for days, not hours. Care extends beyond the self. That is one of humanity's quiet beauties, our instinct to gather others under shelter. Tonight, let that same care fold around you. You are worthy of protection. You are allowed to be tended. In severe cold or wind, exposed skin can lose heat so fast that covering the face matters. A balaclava, scarf, or cloth barrier can warm the air you inhale and protect cheeks and nose from frost injury. Breathing cold air isn't only uncomfortable, it can stress the body. Warm your breath if you can, like sipping air through cloth. And now, your breath is already warm and safe. Inhale softly, exhale slowly. Let your face relax, as if wrapped in gentle fabric, made of quiet. In thunderstorms, if you're on a summit, ridge, or any high exposed place, the most protective decision is to descend early, before the storm is on top of you. Lightning favors high points, and storms can build faster than your legs can carry you. This is why experienced travelers treat early clouds like a warning bell and turn around without shame. Retreat is not failure, it is wisdom made visible. And in your life, you may also turn around from things that harm you. Tonight, you can retreat into rest. No shame, only wisdom, only peace. In extreme heat, the body can become quietly desperate when you push through fatigue. One helpful field check is urine colour and frequency. Dark and infrequent can signal dehydration. Another is mood. Irritability and confusion can be early signs. Rest in shade, cool your skin, sip steadily, and if you have it, use oral rehydration. Don't wait for collapse to become your teacher. The gentle teacher is breath. The gentle teacher is rest. Tonight, let the teacher speak softly. Slow down, soften, drift, and allow your body to be cared for. In heavy snow, roof collapse can occur when weight accumulates, especially on flat or older structures. If you're inside during a prolonged snowfall, listen for creaks, cracking sounds, or sagging ceilings. Clear snow safely if possible, without climbing onto unstable surfaces. Outdoors, avoid parking or camping beneath heavy laden roofs or tree limbs that can shed suddenly. Even snow, so quiet and beautiful, can carry weight. But you do not have to carry weight tonight. Let your burdens slide off your shoulders like snow melting from a warm stone. Let them go. In lightning storms, open water is one of the most dangerous places to be. If you're boating and thunder arrives, head to shore immediately. If you cannot, lower antennas and rods, avoid contact with metal parts, and keep everyone low and away from the edges. But the true safety is leaving early, before the storm reaches you. Water and sky become one conductor, and it's not a place for the human body. Tonight, you are not on open water, you are on dry, steady ground. Let your body feel that steadiness. Let your mind come ashore and rest. In windstorms, projectiles are often everyday objects. Patio furniture, signs, branches, loose roofing. Secure what you can before the storm. Bring items indoors, tie down essentials, close shutters if available. During the storm, stay away from windows. Afterward, assume sharp debris is everywhere and move slowly. The storm turns the ordinary into the airborne. The ordinary can become dangerous when the world is chaotic, but the ordinary can also become holy when the world is calm. A pillow, a blanket, a quiet room. Let the ordinary tonight be your sanctuary. In extreme cold, calories are heat. The body burns fuel to stay warm, and when you're chilled, high energy foods help. Nuts, chocolate, oils, dense snacks. Eat small amounts regularly rather than one large meal, especially if you're working hard. And remember, dehydration and hunger often travel together in the cold, disguised beneath numbness. Fuel and water, small offerings to keep the inner flame alive. Tonight, your flame is already protected. Your body can turn inward and restore itself, as if feeding itself in sleep. Quietly, patiently, perfectly. After flooding, mold can grow quickly in damp buildings, affecting lungs and health. Ventilate when safe, remove wet materials, and wear protection, gloves and masks, during cleanup. Children and those with respiratory issues are especially vulnerable. Flood recovery is slow, and it requires respect for what water leaves behind. Some things linger after the storm. That's true in houses and true in hearts. But rest is one of the gentlest cleansings. Tonight, let sleep be your fresh air. Let it move through you and carry away what you don't need. In severe thunderstorms, shelter under bridges during tornadoes is a dangerous myth. Wind speeds can increase beneath overpasses and debris funnels through. The safest option is a sturdy building or a low-level interior room. If you are caught driving with no shelter, do your best to reach a safe structure, and if impossible, find a low place away from vehicles and cover your head, while staying alert for flooding. Myths can be tempting when fear is loud, but truth is calmer and kinder. Tonight, truth tells you, you are sheltered, you are safe enough, and you can release vigilance. In blinding rain or dust, visibility can drop so low that travelling becomes more dangerous than waiting. If you must drive, slow dramatically, use headlights, not high beams in fog, and pull off safely if you cannot see. In wilderness travel, stopping and making shelter can prevent getting lost. Many survival winds are quiet. The choice to pause. Pause. That is the rhythm of this night. Pause between breaths. Pause between thoughts. Pause between heartbeats. Let the pauses grow longer and softer, like spaces between waves on a calm shore. During extreme weather, check on neighbours when it's safe, especially elderly people, those who live alone, or anyone without power or heat. Community is survival's oldest tool. A simple knock, a shared blanket, a charged phone, a warm drink. These can become lifelines. Storms remind us that endurance is not always solitary. It is often shared. And even as you sleep, you are part of that shared endurance, humanity's quiet chain of care, stretching across years and storms. Let that belonging cradle you as you drift deeper, deeper into rest. In lightning storms, remember that safe is not the same as dry. A shallow cave, a porch, or a tent can keep rain off your face while leaving you exposed to electrical danger. Choose safety over comfort. Enclosed buildings, hardtop vehicles, or lower terrain away from tall, isolated objects. If you must endure discomfort for a short time to remain safe, do it gently, like waiting out a gust with your eyes half closed. Sometimes the safest path is not the easiest one, but it is the kinder one in the long run. Tonight, you do not need to choose hardship. Comfort and safety have already met for you here in this soft place. In extreme cold, sleeping directly on the ground drains heat fast. The earth is a great sink, pulling warmth away through conduction. Use insulation beneath you. Foam pads, dry leaves, pine boughs, spare clothing, even a backpack flattened. Anything to create a barrier. More insulation underneath can matter more than thicker blankets on top. Shelter is not only walls, it is what separates you from the cold below. Separation from the cold below. That is what your bed is doing right now. It is lifting you into warmth. Feel that quiet lift and let your body surrender more fully, like a boat resting in still water. In heat waves, one of the best cooling strategies is to cool the bamhaltas or blood highways, neck, armpits, groin, wrists. A cool cloth, water bottle, or damp fabric on these areas can lower core temperature. If you're indoors without power, seek the lowest, shadiest, most ventilated part of the building and avoid cooking or heavy exertion. Heat invites stillness. Stillness is your ally tonight. Let your limbs lie heavy, like stones warmed by the day, and now cooling under night air. Nothing is required of you, just the soft drift of rest. In severe storms, lightning could travel through phone lines and electrical systems, so using corded devices can increase risk. Battery-powered lanterns and radios are safer, and if you need information, use a phone not plugged into the wall. It's a small adjustment, but survival often hides in small adjustments. Quiet changes that keep you out of harm's path. Quiet changes, like turning down the inner volume, like letting the jaw unclench, like easing your breath into a slower tide. Tonight, make the quiet change of choosing sleep. In blizzards or strong wind chills, exposed skin can freeze faster than you expect. Wind chill doesn't change the thermometer's number, but it changes how quickly your body loses heat. Cover skin, block wind, and remember, if you can't keep extremities warm, you must change the situation. Move to shelter, add insulation, reduce exposure. Survival is not stubbornness, it is adaptation. Adaptation is gentle. It's listening, then adjusting. And sleep is your body's deepest adaptation. Its way of healing without asking your mind for permission. Let it happen now, like snowfall settling quietly into place. After storms, food safety matters. Without refrigeration, perishable foods can spoil quickly. Keep fridge doors closed as much as possible. Use coolers with ice if needed, and when in doubt, throw it out. Illness during disaster conditions is more dangerous because medical help may be delayed. Clean hands and clean water become more precious after weather passes. Clean and simple. That's the shape of survival. And tonight, let your mind become clean and simple too. No extra questions. No extra weight, just breath, just warmth, just rest. In lightning storms on open terrain, some people carry the myth of rubber soles protecting them. In reality, ordinary shoes do not stop lightning's power. Your protection comes from proper shelter and reducing exposure, not from thin layers of rubber. Don't rely on charms. Rely on distance, timing, and shelter. Rely on what is real. Tonight, what is real is your bed, your blankets, your safe walls, and the quiet air. Let reality be comforting, like a solid hand on your shoulder saying, "You can sleep now." In extreme heat, cars can become ovens. Never stay in a parked vehicle without ventilation, and never leave children or pets inside. If your car breaks down in heat, create shade, drink steadily, and signal for help. Heat makes metal and glass into traps when the air can't move. The safest place is often outside the vehicle, under shade, with airflow, unless the environment is more dangerous. Sometimes you step out of the trap and into the breeze. Tonight, step out of every mental trap, the looping thoughts, the tight worries, and into the breeze of calm. Breathe in and out. Slow as a sleeping ocean. In mountain storms, thunder can be hard to locate because it echoes, but your response should be immediate anyway. Descend, avoid ridges, and get away from isolated high points. If you're above tree line, treat it like standing in a field with no cover, because you are. Plan routes with early turnaround times. The mountain will be there tomorrow. Your life must be there too. The mountain will be there tomorrow. That sentence holds peace. Tomorrow can wait. Tonight is for survival in its gentlest form. Restoration. The summit is not your task right now. Rest is. If you must shelter during a storm without a building, choose location with care. Avoid lone trees, avoid the highest ground, avoid water channels that can flood, avoid unstable slopes. Look for uniform forest, not the tallest trees, or lower terrain with no obvious strike targets. Keep your body insulated from wet ground if possible. Wait. Listen. Let the storm move on without you engaging it, and now let the storm of the day move on without you engaging it. Let it pass beyond your walls, beyond your thoughts, beyond your breath. You are here, safe and still, with nothing to do but drift. In extreme weather, the simplest light can be a lifeline. Keep a flashlight where you can find it in the dark, and store spare batteries separately so they don't drain together. Headlamps keep hands free, which matters when you're carrying water, helping someone, or moving through debris. Light is not only vision, it is calm. When you can see, your mind stops inventing shadows, and tonight, even with your eyes closed, you have a kind of light, the gentle awareness that you are safe. Let that inner lantern glow softly, without effort. In long storms or shelter-in-place situations, rationing is not starving, it's pacing. Drink and eat steadily, not in bursts, and keep a buffer for delays. Keep food that doesn't require cooking, because power and fuel can be uncertain. In cold conditions, prioritize warmth and hydration before hunger becomes sharp. The goal is to keep the body stable, like keeping a small fire fed with careful handfuls. A small fire fed carefully. That is what sleep does to your spirit. It feeds you gently, slowly, one breath, one heartbeat, one drifting minute at a time. In fog, heavy rain, or snow, sound can help you navigate when sight fails. Listen for rivers, roads, wind direction, and the presence of open space versus dense forest. But also remember that sound can deceive with echoes, so combine it with slow movement and frequent stops. In white conditions, a deliberate pace prevents wandering into cliffs, water, or hazards hidden by the veil. deliberate pace. That is the pace of this narration and the pace of your breathing. Slow, safe, soft. Let your mind stop running ahead. Let it walk barefoot on quiet ground. If lightning strikes close and a fire starts, prioritize getting people to safety first, then address the fire only if it's small and you have the means. Storm winds can make fires spread fast. Keep exits clear, know where extinguishers are, and never trap yourself in smoke. In wild terrain, a lightning-caused fire is a sign to move away early before the air thickens and escape narrows. Move away early. That is a gentle wisdom. And tonight, you have already moved away from work, from noise, from the day's heat and strain. You are already in the safe zone called rest. In extreme cold, if you must rewarm someone with hypothermia, do it slowly and carefully. Handle them gently. Rough movement can stress a cold heart. Remove wet clothing. Insulate the body. Give warm, sweet drinks only if they are fully awake. And focus warmth on the core. If severe, seek medical help as soon as possible. Cold is not only temperature, it is fragility. Fragility deserves tenderness, and you too deserve tenderness. Let your body be handled by the soft hands of sleep. No force, no hurry. Just slow repair like sunrise behind clouds. In heat emergencies, cooling is the priority. Move the person to shade, remove excess clothing, wet the skin, fan, and if available, use cool packs at the neck and armpits. If someone has altered mental state, confusion, fainting, seizures, this can be heat stroke, a medical emergency. Call for help. In the wild, the fastest cooling methods can be life-saving. Life-saving methods are often simple: shade, water, air, calm. Tonight, you have all four in spirit. Let your mind rest in that simplicity, like a child falling asleep to rain on the roof. After storms, official warnings matter. Even if the sky looks clear, roads may be closed, bridges may be damaged, rivers may still rise, and secondary storms may follow. Listen to local authorities and reliable alerts. Rumors move fast in disasters, but truth moves safer. Staying informed is a form of shelter. Shelter can be information, and information can be peace, when it's real and steady. Tonight, you don't need updates. You don't need the world's noise. Your only message is this: rest. In extreme weather, your body's small comforts help you endure. Dry socks, a warm drink, a steady breathing rhythm, a familiar song hummed under your breath. These don't replace shelter, but they protect the mind from panic, and the mind protects the body. Morale is not weakness, it's fuel. Fuel for the soul. Let this narration be that fuel, gentle and warm. Let it carry you like a quiet hymn into deeper sleep. Lightning can strike from the anvil of a storm, far from the rain shaft, what some call a bolt from the blue. This is why clear sky nearby does not guarantee safety. If you can hear thunder, you are within striking range. And if you cannot hear thunder, but storms are in the area, caution is still wise. The sky is wide, and its reach is long. The sky is wide, and yet your shelter is closer. Your bed is closer. Your breath is closer. Let the wide sky be someone else's horizon tonight. Yours is the gentle rise and fall of your chest. The final survival truth is this: resilience is built long before the storm, in the quiet habits of care. A charged lantern, a stored bottle of water, a practiced plan, a calm mind that can pause and breathe. These are the unseen beams of a shelter. And when the weather finally comes, you are not meeting it empty-handed. You are meeting it with wisdom, with patience, with the steady courage that looks like gentleness. You've walked far beneath the thunder's cathedral and the lightning's bright scripture. You've listened to rain like whispered psalms, and you've watched wind move like an unseen river through the world. And through it all, the human spirit remains small, but dignified, like a single candle refusing to go out. Now, let this journey fold itself away like a blanket tucked around you. Let gratitude settle over your heart, for shelter, for breath, for the quiet power of preparation, for the mercy of rest. Even in your sleep, you have already conquered great peaks in the journey of life, because endurance is not only climbing, it is also recovering. If tonight's journey brought peace to your spirit, remember to like this video, subscribe, and share what great survival story you love to dream through next. And when you're ready, click the video on your screen to continue your endurance path to the summit. May peace guard your dreams until morning, and may grace be the first light to greet you when you wake. Good night.